Today, we're going to take a look at some of the worst restaurants from the 1980s that nobody wants to eat at anymore. These places might bring back some memories, but not all of them are good. Let's explore which restaurants made this notorious list and why they ended up closing their doors for good. Number 1. Bennigan's. Bennigan's was a beloved Irish-themed casual dining chain that rose to prominence in the late 1970s and early 1980s. Known for its hearty pub fare, Bennigan's menu featured fan favorites like the Monte Cristo sandwich, the Irish Tower O-rings, and its signature Death by Chocolate dessert. At its peak, Bennigan's was a staple in the American dining scene, attracting families and casual diners alike with its cozy, pub-like atmosphere and extensive menu. The chain's decline began in the late 1980s as competition from other mid-range casual dining restaurants, such as TGI Fridays and Chili's, intensified. Despite its initial popularity, Bennigan's struggled to adapt to changing consumer preferences and dining trends. The restaurant's menu, which had once been its strength, began to feel outdated compared to the more innovative offerings from its competitors. This inability to modernize and differentiate itself led to a steady decline in customer traffic. Financial mismanagement also played a crucial role in Bennigan's downfall. The chain expanded rapidly during its heyday, but this growth was not sustainable. By the early 2000s, Bennigan's was struggling under the weight of its debts and operational costs. In an attempt to revive its fortunes, the company underwent several ownership changes and restructuring efforts, but these measures proved insufficient. The economic downturn of 2008 dealt a significant blow to the already struggling chain. As consumers tightened their belts and reduced dining out expenses, Bennigan's saw a further decline in sales. The company filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in July 2008, leading to the abrupt closure of all its corporate-owned locations. This move left many employees without jobs overnight and marked the end of an era for the once iconic restaurant chain. Despite its bankruptcy, Bennigan's name did not completely vanish. A few franchise locations remained operational and were eventually acquired by a new ownership group. These locations were rebranded and modernized in an effort to revive the Bennigan's brand. The new owners focused on returning to the chain's roots, emphasizing its Irish pub heritage and signature dishes, while updating the menu to appeal to contemporary tastes. Today, Bennigan's operates on a much smaller scale, with a handful of locations primarily in Texas and a few other states. Number 2. Lums. Lums was a popular American restaurant chain, famous for its unique beer-steamed hot dogs and the Ollie Burger. Founded in Miami Beach, Florida, in 1956 by Clifford Perlman and his brother Stuart, Lums expanded rapidly, boasting over 400 locations by the late 1970s. The chain's signature beer-steamed hot dogs were a novelty that attracted many customers, along with their Ollie Burger, which featured a special seasoning blend created by Ollie Gleichenhaus, a local chef they hired. Despite its initial success, Lums faced several challenges that led to its decline. The chain's rapid expansion stretched its resources thin, making it difficult to maintain consistent quality and service across all locations. This overexpansion was compounded by a series of management missteps and ownership changes. In 1971, Lums was sold to John Y. Brown, the former governor of Kentucky and owner of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Under his ownership, Lums attempted to diversify its menu and market presence, but these efforts did not yield the desired results. Financial difficulties mounted, and by the early 1980s, Lums began to falter. The company's financial woes were exacerbated by increased competition in the fast food industry, which saw the rise of other chains offering similar fare, but with more efficient operations and marketing strategies. Lums struggled to keep up, and its once popular beer-steamed hot dogs and Ollie Burgers were no longer enough to draw in crowds. In 1982, Lums filed for bankruptcy, a move that led to the closure of many of its locations. The remaining restaurants either rebranded or shut down entirely over the next few years. By 1983, the original Lums location in Miami Beach had closed its doors, signaling the end of an era for the chain. However, Lums left a lasting legacy in American fast food culture. The Ollie Burger in particular became a cult favorite, with fans trying to recreate its unique flavor at home. Today, only a few independently owned Lums locations remain, serving as nostalgic reminders of the chain's heyday. The story of Lums highlights the challenges of rapid expansion and the importance of consistent management and adaptation in the ever-evolving restaurant industry. Number 3. Noggles. Noggles, founded by Dick Noggle in 1970, quickly became known for its distinctive Mexican fast food offerings. The restaurant chain started in Southern California and was known for its combination burritos, cheese burritos, and the macho burrito, which became staples for its loyal customer base. Noggles' emphasis on fresh ingredients and sizable portions set it apart from competitors. The restaurant saw rapid growth in its first decade, with multiple locations opening across the region. In 1979, Noggles was sold to Harold Butler, founder of Denny's, who expanded the chain even further, reaching over 225 locations by the mid-1980s. This rapid expansion, however, led to operational challenges, including inconsistent food quality and service standards across locations. In 1988, Noggles merged with Del Taco, another popular Mexican fast food chain. The merger was intended to strengthen both brands, but it led to the gradual phasing out of Noggles as Del Taco began converting the locations and incorporating their own menu items. This transition disappointed many loyal Noggles customers who missed the original recipes and unique menu offerings that had made Noggles a favorite. The Noggles brand did not completely disappear, however. In the 2000s, a devoted fan and food blogger named Christian Zebarth initiated efforts to revive the brand. He gathered a following and eventually opened a new Noggles location in 2015, using original recipes and branding. This revival brought back beloved menu items such as the bean and cheese burrito and the famous Noggles red sauce, delighting longtime fans and introducing the brand to a new generation. Number 4. AllAmerican Burger. AllAmerican Burger, a small but iconic chain based in Los Angeles, experienced a brief yet memorable surge in popularity during the early 1980s. The restaurant became particularly famous after being featured in the 1982 film Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where the character Brad Hamilton, played by Judge Reinhold, worked. This pop culture moment brought significant attention to AllAmerican Burger, making it a popular spot for movie fans and locals alike. Despite the initial boost from its cinematic fame, AllAmerican Burger struggled to maintain its quality and consistency. The chain's menu was straightforward, focusing on classic American burgers, fries, and milkshakes, which initially drew in a loyal customer base. However, as the fast food industry grew more competitive, AllAmerican Burger failed to innovate or diversify its offerings to keep up with changing consumer preferences. The decline in food quality and service became apparent, leading to a steady drop in patronage. While other fast food chains were expanding and modernizing their menus and operations, AllAmerican Burger remained largely unchanged. This stagnation contributed to its inability to attract new customers or retain its existing ones. The location on Sunset Boulevard, which was the last of its kind, became a nostalgic relic for many who remembered its heyday. However, nostalgia alone was not enough to sustain the business. The restaurant faced increasing financial difficulties and operational challenges, which ultimately led to its closure. The last AllAmerican Burger on Sunset Boulevard shut its doors, marking the end of the chain. The story of AllAmerican Burger highlights the importance of adaptation and innovation in the fast food industry. While its brief moment of fame brought it into the spotlight, the inability to evolve with market trends and maintain high standards led to its downfall. Today, AllAmerican Burger is remembered fondly by those who experienced its prime, but it serves as a cautionary tale for businesses in the competitive food service sector. Number 5. Beefsteak Charlie's. Beefsteak Charlie's became a recognizable name in the 1980s for its marketing gimmicks, particularly the all-you-can-eat salad bar and unlimited shrimp. Originating in New York City, the chain's concept revolved around providing an indulgent dining experience. Patrons could enjoy unlimited servings of salad, shrimp, and drinks including beer, wine, and sangria, all included in the price of their meal. The strategy initially attracted many customers, looking for value and abundance. However, as dining trends shifted towards healthier options and more diverse menus, Beefsteak Charlie's struggled to keep up. The heavy reliance on their buffet-style offerings, which were high in calories and low in variety, began to lose appeal among health-conscious diners. Operationally, the unlimited offerings placed a significant financial strain on the company. The cost of maintaining high-quality ingredients for unlimited servings, especially shrimp, was substantial. Additionally, the chain faced challenges with consistency across its numerous locations, which often led to varying customer experiences. Financial mismanagement further compounded these issues. The rapid expansion of the chain did not match the changing market demands, leading to overextension. By the late 1980s, the financial strain was evident, and many locations started to close. The failure to innovate and adapt to new dining trends, combined with internal financial troubles, resulted in the eventual closure of Beefsteak Charlie's. Number 6. Howard Johnson's. Howard Johnson's was a pioneer in the restaurant and hotel industry, starting in 1925 with an ice cream parlor in Quincy, Massachusetts. By the 1960s and 1970s, it had become one of the largest chains in the United States, known for its orange-roofed buildings, consistent menu, and family-friendly atmosphere. The chain offered 28 flavors of ice cream and a wide menu ranging from fried clams to hot dogs, appealing to a broad demographic. The decline of Howard Johnson's began in the late 1970s and accelerated through the 1980s. Several factors contributed to this downturn. The rise of fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King presented stiff competition, offering quicker service and lower prices. Howard Johnson's model of full-service dining became less attractive to a population increasingly favoring convenience and speed. Moreover, the company struggled with maintaining quality across its vast network of franchises. Inconsistent food quality and service detracted from the brand's reputation. The energy crisis of the 1970s also hit the chain hard, as families cut back on travel, reducing the patronage of Howard Johnson's roadside restaurants and motels. In 1979, the Marriott Corporation purchased Howard Johnson's, and despite efforts to revitalize the brand, many locations continued to close. The new owners attempted to modernize the menu and update the restaurant's decor, but these changes were insufficient to compete with the rapidly expanding fast food market. By the early 2000s, most Howard Johnson's restaurants had shut down, leaving only a few independently owned locations. As of today, the last remaining Howard Johnson's restaurant in Lake George, New York, serves as a nostalgic reminder of the chain's heyday. This final outpost maintains the traditional menu and classic dishes that once defined the brand, attracting visitors eager to experience a piece of Americana.